My beloved child, if your heart is not ready to receive the words I have prepared for you, you may pass by. But if you truly love me, then remain with me for just a short while. Give me 7 minutes of your time, and in these moments I will pour 7 blessings into your life. Yes, my child, as you open your heart to listen, you will begin to sense that the storms that once looked overwhelming, the pain that felt unshakable, and the problems that seemed impossible, are shrinking before your very eyes. Do not forget, I have walked with you through every chapter of your life. Even when you assumed I was silent, even when you feared I had abandoned you, my presence never left you. Not once. Not for a single heartbeat. I saw you when the tears rolled down unnoticed. I saw you when you laughed in front of others while your soul quietly bled within. I know the weight you've carried, the heaviness that no one else could ever fully understand. And yet, through it all, you never stopped walking forward. But listen closely, my child. The reason you kept moving was not because you were stronger than others, it was because I gave you strength when yours was gone. You thought it was sheer willpower. You thought it was a lucky break. Sometimes you even convinced yourself you were alone. But you were never alone. Every step you could not take on your own, I carried you. Every unseen danger that could have destroyed you, I shielded you from. Every dark night where despair whispered louder than hope, I stood guard over your soul. Now hear this truth and let it settle in your spirit. You are not stuck. You are in a process. Life was never promised to be flawless, nor did I ever say it would be easy. But I did promise you this, I would never abandon you. And I never have. Behind the scenes, I have been moving in ways you cannot yet see, rearranging circumstances, preparing the right people, opening doors no man can shut, and closing doors that would have led to harm. You may feel delayed. You may believe you've missed your chance. But nothing you have done, nothing anyone has done to you, no mistake, no betrayal, no failure, has the power to erase what I have written over your life. I am the author of your story, and I do not write unfinished tales. What I have begun in you, I will bring to completion. Release the timelines you've chained yourself to. Release the need to prove your worth through achievements, through performance, through the approval of others. You do not have to impress me. You do not have to earn my love. Before the world was formed, I chose you. Before you succeeded at anything, before you failed at anything, I already called you mine. My love for you is not fragile. It is not conditional. It is not swayed by your weaknesses or your inconsistencies. I love you because you are mine. And nothing will ever change that. So in this very moment, let that love wash over you. Stop resisting it. Stop punishing yourself for sins I already forgave. I do not keep a record of your wrongs. I am not pointing at your past with condemnation. I am reaching into your present with restoration. The burdens you have carried, fear, guilt, shame, anxiety, were never meant to be part of your identity. You have worn them like armor, thinking they kept you safe, thinking they made you strong. But in reality, they have only weighed you down and dimmed your awareness of my nearness. Lay them at my feet. You were never designed to bear them alone. You were created to walk beside me. And I am waiting. Waiting not for your perfection, but for your honesty. Bring me your questions, your doubts, your anger, your disappointments. Do not be afraid, I can handle them all. I am not offended by your tears. I am not shocked by your weakness. I am not distant from your pain. I am closer than your very breath. I am more involved in your journey than you can comprehend. And let this truth take root in your soul. Your past does not define you. The regrets, the missed chances, the failures you replay in your mind, they are not your identity. In my eyes, you are chosen. You are redeemed. You are worthy. You are deeply loved. Even when others cannot see your growth, I see it. Even when others remind you of the person you once were, I see the new creation rising within you. That old version of you is gone, buried with me. And I delight in who you are becoming, step by step, into the future I have prepared. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. You don't know the weight they carry. You don't need to mirror their pace or measure your progress against theirs. I never designed your life to look like theirs. Your journey is uniquely written, and every chapter one I'm writing for you carries my divine fingerprint. My beloved child, I have set something unique before you, something unlike anything you have ever walked in before. This journey I've called you to will not always be understood by those around you, and that is all right. You do not need the approval of others to walk in the purpose I've designed for you. What you need is trust. Trust that I see what lies ahead, trust that I understand where this path leads, and trust that I know the fullness of what I have prepared. There is more awaiting you than what you have known so far. More peace that surpasses understanding. More purpose that will give meaning to your days. More joy that cannot be stolen by circumstances. More fulfillment than anything the world could offer. But it all begins with trust. Trust me when the path doesn't make sense. Trust me when it takes longer than you expected. Trust me when the answer you long for has not yet come. Trust me when the waiting feels heavy and unending. I am not withholding goodness from you, I am preparing you for it. You have asked me for change, and yes, I will bring it. But sometimes, instead of changing your situation, I use the situation to change you. You've prayed for new doors to open, and they will, but first I want to ensure that when you step through them, you are strong enough to carry the responsibility and wise enough to steward the blessing on the other side. This season of preparation is not wasted. It is not punishment. It is protection. You are not missing out, you are being built up. I know what you need even more than you do, and I know when the timing is right. My timeline is not bound to human calendars or deadlines. I do not operate according to pressure. I move according to purpose. I am the Lord of destiny, and I have declared that there is still more for you. No matter your age, no matter how many years have passed, no matter how many times you've stumbled or fallen short, it is not too late. You are not too far gone. What you thought was lost, I can restore. What you thought was dead, I can breathe back to life. I can take your ashes and weave them into beauty. I can draw divine purpose out of your deepest pain. What the enemy intended to use for harm, I am already turning into good. You will look back one day and realize that what once broke you actually became the ground on which I built your strength. You will see that the very weapons formed against you became the steps that lifted you higher. This chapter is not the end, you will not remain stuck here forever. So my child, I invite you again, trust me. Not with empty words. Not with half-hearted prayers. But with your whole heart. Surrender to me, not only in moments of crisis but in the rhythm of every day. When you wake, choose me first. As you walk through your day, talk with me, lean on me, let my voice be the one that steadies your heart. I'm not only your God, I am your Father. I'm not only your provider, I am your friend. I want to walk with you not just in the extraordinary but in the ordinary. I care about the details others overlook. I delight in the little things, not just the milestones. You were created for communion with me, not to occasionally visit my presence, but to abide continually. Invite me into every room of your heart, not only the ones you have cleaned and polished. Let me into the messy corners, into the fears you keep hidden, into the wounds you still try to cover. My love does not pull back when it finds weakness. It leans in, meets you there. You do not need to hide. You do not need to strive. Just come as you are. I already know every detail of who you are, and I still call you mine. Your best days are not gone. Your purpose is not expired. Your calling has not been canceled. Every promise I have spoken over your life remains alive and active. I'm still working. I'm still speaking. I'm still leading. You are not invisible. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. I see you. I hear you. I am with you. Now, my child, because you have chosen to sit with me, to listen to my voice, and to open your heart, I want to take you deeper. Not only into my promises, but into the very power I have placed inside of you. You have more strength within you than you realize. Within your mind lies a power greater than you often acknowledge, your thoughts. The things you dwell on each day shape your life more than you may have ever recognized. Remember, you were made in my image. This means you were created with the ability to imagine, to believe, to reason, and to shape the world around you through your thoughts, your words, and your choices. You are not a helpless victim of your circumstances. You are not powerless in the waiting, or in the pain, or even in the confusion. You have the ability to think in alignment with my truth, and when you do, everything shifts. Too often, my children allow negative patterns of thought to dominate without realizing their power. Worry, fear, resentment, shame, bitterness, despair, they disguise themselves as logic, realism, or even responsibility, but they are not from me. They are imposters that distort how you see yourself, others, and even how you see me. My child, understand this clearly, I never planted hopelessness inside of you. I never sowed fear, despair, or defeat into your being. Every word I have ever spoken over you has been a word of life, never death. My voice always carries possibility, never limitation. I have never spoken failure over your future. So when hopelessness tries to whisper into your heart, know without a doubt, that is not my voice. When you agree with the lies that belittle you, when you rehearse in your mind words that tear you down and strip away your confidence, you unknowingly begin to build walls. Walls that block the very blessings you've been praying for. This is why I tell you with such urgency, your thoughts matter. Every thought is a seed. And seeds, when left to rest in the soil of your mind, begin to take root. They grow. They shape your words, they influence your choices, they sculpt the way you see yourself, the way you see others, and even the way you see me. What you consistently believe about yourself will eventually determine how you live. This is why I have told you again and again, renew your mind. Not once in a while, not only when life feels heavy, but daily. Every single day your mind must be refreshed in my truth. Because every single day the world will try to sell you lies. Every day your past will attempt to whisper its limitations into your present. Every day the enemy will look for openings, trying to flood your vision with doubt, fear, pride, or confusion. But I have not left you defenseless. I have given you a weapon, my word. And my word is not just something to read and set aside. It is not merely for memorization or ritual. My word is meant to be your shield and your sword, your daily defense against every lie. It is meant to replace fear with peace, lies with truth, and doubt with unshakable confidence. Do you remember what I said? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation is not surface level, it is deep, lasting change. And true change does not begin with your environment but with your thoughts. If your mind is sick, your soul will grow weary. If your thoughts are clouded with darkness, your vision for the future will blur. But if your thoughts are filled with my word, if truth becomes your constant meditation, then even in the fiercest storms you will find peace. Even in the most uncertain moments you will walk with courage and clarity. Your mind is a battlefield, and whoever wins that battle shapes the course of your life. That is why today I am not only asking for your actions, I am asking for your thoughts. Surrender them to me. Because your life begins there, in the hidden places of your mind, unseen by the world but fully visible to me. You might wonder, but how can I think with hope when so much in my life has gone wrong? I understand that question. I see your story. I know the betrayals, the losses, the heartbreaks, the silent disappointments you carry in your soul, the ones you've never spoken aloud. I do not dismiss your pain. I do not trivialize your wounds. But hear me, positive thinking as I teach it is not about pretending everything is fine. It is not about plastering a smile over a broken heart. It is not ignoring reality. It is about grounding yourself in my reality. It is anchored in the truth that I am still in control, that I bring beauty from ashes, that in my hands nothing is wasted, that even when you see no way forward, I am already leading you. To think positively in a broken world means to believe that I am greater than what is broken. It means shifting your focus from what you lack to what I am able to provide. It means daring to believe, even if all you have is faith the size of a mustard seed, that something good still lies ahead. I'm not asking you to deny the darkness. I'm asking you to remember that I am the light. When you choose to believe the best even after disappointment, you reflect my nature. When you speak life instead of complaint, you create room for my miracles. When you turn away from rehearsing failure and instead declare my promises, you are not being naive, you are being obedient. This is why I told you, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, think about such things. Those words were not casual advice. They were a command designed to protect your mind from destruction. Because what you consistently think upon, you eventually become. What you continually rehearse in your mind, you begin to manifest in your life. If you fixate on fear, you will live as though danger is always near. If you dwell endlessly on past pain, you will sabotage your present joy. But if you fill your thoughts with my faithfulness, my power, my provision, my grace, your entire perspective shifts. Suddenly, even the impossible begins to feel possible, because you are no longer thinking with the limited mind of flesh, but aligning with my spirit. This is why my word was preserved for you. It is not simply a book of rules. It is living truth. It is medicine for your thoughts, nourishment for your soul, fuel for your faith. When you read it and speak it aloud, you are not performing an empty ritual. You are realigning your entire being with reality as I see it. You are uprooting lies that have lingered too long. You are strengthening resilience. You are feeding faith and starving fear. Do not wait until crisis forces you to open my word. Make it your daily bread. Let it be the first voice that fills your mind, not the noise of the world, not the criticism of others, not the endless chatter of screens. Let it anchor you, especially when everything else feels unstable. Others may speak only what their eyes see. They will declare things based on statistics, on shifting trends, on temporary facts. But I have called you higher. I have called you to walk by faith, not by sight. And faith, my child, begins in your thoughts. You cannot walk by faith if your mind is ruled by fear. You cannot declare breakthrough while dwelling on failure. You cannot expect joy if your meditation is loss. There must be harmony between what you pray and what you think. Too often, my children lift prayers with their lips, yet undo them with their thoughts. They ask me for peace, but their minds replay endless worries. They ask me for healing, but their hearts meditate on despair. They plead for provision yet imagine only lack. I hear every word you pray, but I also see the silent meditations of your mind. Prayer is not just sound, it is alignment. I desire to bring your thoughts into agreement with your requests so that faith can take root, not doubt. You are stronger than you realize, not because of your own determination but because my spirit lives in you. When you begin to think my thoughts, you begin to live my life. You will walk with assurance instead of insecurity. You will speak with purpose instead of apology. You will rest even in uncertainty instead of being tormented by it. You will stop believing you are a burden and finally see that you are a blessing. This is the transforming power of renewing your mind. It does not only shift your feelings, it reshapes your very identity. You are not who the world has labeled you. You are not defined by your past wounds, nor by the failures that haunt you. You are who I say you are, loved, chosen, redeemed, equipped, anointed, and worthy. So guard carefully what you allow to dwell in your mind. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every fear deserves your meditation. When shame rises, declare my grace. When anxiety tightens around your chest, proclaim my peace. When insecurity whispers its lies, silence it with my promises. You are not helpless before your thoughts. You have authority over them. You can take them captive, you can redirect them, you can replace them with truth. Not by your own strength, but through the renewing power of my spirit. This is a process. It will not always be easy and it will not always happen instantly. But with persistence, the landscape of your mind will be transformed. With my word as your foundation, hope will no longer feel forced. Faith will no longer feel out of reach. Positivity will no longer feel unnatural. My truth will become the rhythm of your inner life. Do not underestimate the power of your words, especially the ones you speak to yourself. Speak with intention. Stop calling yourself names I never gave you. Stop placing labels on your future that I have not spoken. Begin to bless your day before it begins. Begin to thank me for what I am already doing, even when your eyes cannot yet see it. Declare that my grace is sufficient, that my joy is your strength, and that your past has no authority over your destiny. This is not denial. This is faith. This is how my children endure through trials and shine in darkness. This is how they rise when others fall. They have learned to think my thoughts, to hold tightly to my truth, and to let go of lies. And when you do the same, your life will reflect it. Your relationships will grow healthier. Your capacity will increase. Your inner strength will rise. Because when your mind is anchored in me, your spirit becomes unshakable. I am not promising that challenges will vanish, but I am promising that your response to them will be transformed. You will not panic when storms come. You will not collapse when disappointment strikes. You will not freeze when the future feels uncertain. For when your mind is secured in me, no wave can sweep you away. So do not cut short the blessings I have for you by thinking yourself unworthy of them. Do not disqualify yourself in your imagination before the doors I have prepared even open. I am teaching you to think differently, to see possibilities where none seem to exist, to live with the perspective of a child of the King, not as a prisoner of your past, to walk with expectation, not dread. This is true positive thinking, not empty optimism but faith grounded in me, hope that refuses to die, perspective that sees my hand in all things. So today choose life with your thoughts. Choose truth when lies speak. Choose my promises when fear rises. Remember, every promise I have spoken still stands unshaken by time. My word is not just meant to be read, it is meant to be lived. Let it guard your heart, renew your mind, and empower your journey. You are not alone. I am with you in every thought, every decision, every step forward. Lean on me. Speak to me. Invite me not only to guide your actions but your thinking too. And when you do, you will see transformation, not just around you but within you. I love you deeply. I have not called you to barely survive. I have called you to flourish, to rise, to thrive. And it all begins here, inside your mind. Let me transform it and I will transform everything else.